Hi, my name is Gisela Kutzbach. These days, I spend much time reflecting in the backyard. I'm going through chemotherapy, and my husband died just 4 months ago. I treasure the warmth of the sun comforting and healing my body and soul. The leaves on the walnut trees rock gently in the breeze, giving me peace. So I have been thinking of how I came to be the person I am now. In particular, why I am so committed to caring for creation, the great gift God gave to all of us. I found a way to visualize what is my ecological identity in an environmental tree. Drawing my environmental tree helped me understand my own roots of my love for nature in my childhood, the way my past has shaped my values as an adult, and the fruits of my tree has been bearing in the choices I make, actions I take. I invite you to visualize your own ecological identity, to discover how your roots affect your fruits in the way you live your environmental values and act on them. For example, maybe someone taught you as a child to grow a radish in a garden and thereby connected you with the earth and gave you a glimpse of the miracle of life as you watched a tiny seed grow into a beautiful, edible red globe. Someone planted the seed of love for nature in you. And so let's get started with the example of my own tree. I chose it to be an oak. Let's look at the roots. I now know how much influence my father had on the way I live today. From the food I eat, from the healing I seek in nature, to the way I reach out to connect others to nature. One of my childhood memories is sitting up high in an Italian plum tree in our small yard, like close to heaven, eating plums and expertly spitting out the seeds and filling pails for my mom to convert into compotes and share with the neighbors. Nature is generous. I also learned to respect nature. During the blockade of Berlin, as a hungry 8-year-old, I got sick from foraging seeds from bushes and trees and wild places and eating unripe nuts. A strong family tradition were Sunday walks in Berlin woods to restore our minds and bodies. On those family hikes, we bonded with place and nature. Later, these walks turned into hikes in the Bavarian Alps, where I treasured the deep blue gentian. The sky felt so close to heaven. My father, a trade union leader, advocated that every worker should have a proper vacation from work and be able to seek well-being and renewal in nature. There were also those days of those warming up my body in the hazy Berlin sun and letting my mind wander. As an adult, together with my husband John, I deepened these bonds with nature, the trunk of the tree and the branches. We met when I came from Berlin to Madison as a graduate student, studying in the earth sciences, atmospheric science, and climate. We attended the first environmental teach-ins on the Madison campus in the 1970s, the first Earth Day instituted by Gaylord Nelson, Rejan Muir, and Rachel Carson. And we began to support environmental organizations financially. We went hiking and camping up north. We expanded on my childhood mountain experiences and spent every August in Colorado. New plans to learn, but also the deep blue alpine gentian. At home, our children learned to plant their own radishes and water them, and we took the children on walks to Picnic Point. Sunday after Sunday, they learned names of the wildflowers, skipped stones along the beaches, and connected with place. Finally, I found ways to merge our environmental values into productive volunteer work in groups and educational efforts, the fruits and leaves of my environmental tree. We started to grow a prairie in the front yard almost 40 years ago, when prairie grasses were considered weeds by many. Once I retired from teaching at the College of Engineering, I took some time to think about what I was passionate about. I became a dedicated volunteer for the Friends of the Lakeshore Nature Preserve with Picnic Point, pulling garlic mustard, lobbing invasive buckthorn, helping struggling oak trees to survive, helping to increase biodiversity, and working on citizen science projects to bring back bluebirds and purple mountains. This work expanded into outreach to the community. If we can help people to love a place, they will want to protect it. We organized field trips and community events in nature. Especially during the pandemic, we have witnessed quadrupling of visitors to Picnic Point, seeking respite and well-being in nature during a time of stress. Another dream I have is a healing path or wellness path around the marsh near the hospital. Throughout our lives, John and I cherished the natural world as a gift of God and saw it as our obligation to help and sustain and protect God's creation. One outcome of these efforts is this very Bethel program of caring for creation that we developed with friends in 2015. John felt so honored to preach from the Bethel pulpit on Earth Day. So, what are the seeds that sprouted in you in the past and are coming to fruition? Once you draw your own ecological identity tree, you will discover what environmental causes motivate you and what actions, what fruits you already have developed and might nurture further. Acting locally with groups in a community sets examples and contributes to make this a better place for our children and grandchildren. And it follows God's message to us. Be responsive stewards of His creation, the tree of life.